Alright, so I'm setting cam thrust here on this girdled 4.1, and the open lifter valley is makes my life a lot easier. I can stick my screwdriver in there and I can move it back and forth and I can feel it. What I want to talk about is an alternative way to setting your cam thrust without drilling a hole in your cover and using a dial indicator or trying to get on one of these lobes, which would be pretty easy to do on this motor because the lifter valley is very open, versus a 109. Good luck with that, right guys? The cam thrust kits come with a bunch of shims, not quite this many, but what I like to do is I like to put them and I like to shim them until they're tight and I have no play, and I just stick my fingers in there or light screwdriver and I push it back and forth. I have no play. I can spin the cam freely. When that's achieved, I take out my stack up and I measure it. After I measure it, hopefully I'm going to have like a 3 or a 4 or a 5,000 shim in there that I can pull out. So now, say I got a 4,000 shim in there. I'm going to pull the 4,000 shim out, which is probably one of these guys. I'm going to measure it, make sure. Then I'm going to put it back together. I'm going to torque it up. And then when I come to it, this is what I should have. You should have just a little bit of thrust. I should be able to stick my finger in there and rotate the cam freely. And all we're looking for here is not a magic number. We're just looking for thrust. You don't want a lot. You want a little. Pretty preferably, I would like as little as possible, maybe 3 or 4, because this timing cover is aluminum. This block is cast iron. So we know the timing cover, which is what controls the thrust, is going to expand twice as much as this block is going to expand when things come up a temperature. So if I'm at 2 on the stand, I might be at 4 when it's running. So it's never going to get tighter. It's always going to get greater, and it's not going to be an issue. So that's just one way of checking it. You can also rig up a dial indicator back here, which is actually on this end of the stand will be pretty good. Might try that. A lot of times this is not accessible. So a couple different ways to do this. You can do it by feel if you've done a bunch of them. When you do a bunch of them, you basically can do it by feel. You don't need any dial indicators, anything like that. But this one is set, ready to go. In the morning, we will pick up with this one over here.